Hey y'all, it's me, Lucy, Paper Glitter Glue. Today we are making, this guy's pretty fun, a dancing leprechaun. My trusty assistant is coming in. Oh, what? I had to mute my sound. My trusty assistant has just arrived, so he'll be chatting with you in a moment. Hey everybody, Sonia, Vanessa, I saw Amy. I think Delvine is there. I saw her comment. Leanne. Hey, Leanne. And let's see, what else did I want to show you? So, I want to show you, I haven't added this file yet, but remember we made the Valentine bakery? Wait, I'm not centered. Let me see if I can move this better. No, I need to move it in this direction. Okay, so this is the Valentine bakery. I see Jenny and Sandy and Brenda. Hi, y'all. Okay, but in the back, it's kind of messy because I made these little polymer clay. Now, I'm not a polymer clay expert, but I made these little polymer clay cups, and I even made a picture. They tip over. I haven't glued them down. When I glue them down, they'll be better. Look at the little picture. Isn't it cute? And then I made some polymer clay hearts and decorated them with the Sharpie. And let's see, I added some of my envelopes from the mailbox, from my little Valentine mailbox. And then I added these heart cutouts. So I haven't added that file, but I will put the file in the library with the bakery. So if you want to make the, a little garland, or you want to add some hearts, really to anything, they're kind of cute little hearts with cutouts, and some of them have kind of a scalloped edge. So anyway, that's for you. I just wanted to show that to you because I had so much fun making all these little polymer things. I used a cookie cutter and then just drew on them with a Sharpie, and it worked really well. Okay, so today is since Valentine's Day is gone, today we're making the leprechaun. And I got the idea, I can't remember who told me. Hey, Lynette, somebody, a teacher said her students love the dancing skeleton. She still hangs it up in her classroom. And so she said, how about a dancing leprechaun? And I'm like, and it was Thursday or Friday, and I'm not fast about these things. I'm like, I'm going to whip out a dancing leprechaun. So I basically used the Santa face, and I think the face is a little bland, and also mine's a little crooked. I put the nose on crooked. I kind of tilted his face, but he's still pretty cute. But to make it maybe a little more fun for you, I just included a pink circle, so you can add your own features. You can make a more, kind of snarky leprechaun, or just add it was you, Leanne? Okay, I thought it was you. So if you want to draw or just make it a little more creative, you want to do a funny one or whatever, you can draw faces on them, and you can still use the features like the eyebrow and stuff, but I just think you might have more fun making your own face. Okay, so let me see what else. And that is design number 187 in the free library. I have not created the PDF files yet. I'll do that next. Okay, so I'm going to switch, I hope. Wait, let me make sure I got everything. And I guess you can hear me. I see Marie from Pennsylvania. Jeannie asked about air dry clay. I have some air dry clay, but I couldn't get it to do what I wanted to. So I use polymer clay. I have a lot of polymer clay. But I wish I had that. But I'm looking around for something for my leprechaun house. I used polymer clay, and I made a little cauldron, or a little pot of gold with polymer clay. So I think the trick for using paper clay is to do it. And when you do it over and over, then you learn better. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my overhead camera, And so we can get to the dancing leprechaun. Let's swing this and let's see how, click this, see if it works. Okay, I'm going to raise it up a little bit so you see a little bit more. He's a bit of a challenge because he's long. And what I found was you need to add, if you want to use the vest, there is a belt option. If you just want to use a belt on your leprechaun, you could just use the belt, or you can even put the belt over the vest. But if you want to use the vest, it needs to go first because the beard overlaps the vest. So this is what the body looks like. And this was actually my first vest, and it just barely meets in the center. And I think the main pattern overlaps, so which looks a little better. But anyway, glue down the vest first. We'll do that. I'm using my simple, what I call my easy glue, my Barely Art glue. I can't remember who, Bobby, somebody wrote me when I had the pen stuck in it. She said she was screaming at the monitor, "Don't do it, it'll break, the head will come off," and sure enough it did. I can't really hear when you scream at the monitor, but it made me laugh to hear that she was yelling so loud, "Don't do it!" Yeah, and like I said, the vest and the pattern should overlap. I think the vest looks really good for a little leprechaun. And then this is where I hope I have black buttons. I made 3 black buttons, and you could use other colors. Y'all are actually much better about colors than I am. Oh, thank you, Sonia. She says she likes the vest. I saw, I looked at vintage images of leprechauns, and there I go, getting glue blobs already. And I really thought the vest added a lot. And I'll show you a detail on the arm that is kind of like he's got an overcoat on with a thick cuff. I think that looks good too. Okay. There are the buttons for the vest. All right, now let's go to the face. And I think all the face pieces here. So this is kind of strange. This little oval provides the pupils and kind of a little crease under his cheek, like he's really smiling. So we'll apply glue to the part with the cutouts. And then, I know, I'm so happy to see y'all here. It really makes me happy. It's been so much fun. And it, truthfully, it's a fair amount of work to get something done every Monday. But it keeps me inspired, and then, afterwards, it's just my brother and I, my trusty assistant and I go eat somewhere, and I'm just like, well, that was really fun. So for me, it's worth the effort. And it kind of keeps me on a schedule. Okay, so this is the face, and I used, it's hard to see. You can see from some angles it's slightly pink. And I just figured out something today, because sometimes my Cricut doesn't cut things out well, and you've got little fuzzies. And so I realized if I just kind of do this, it smooths it out. So I'm using my craft knife wherever there are little fuzzies. Now these edges aren't going to show. Okay, so that's the bulk of the face. Now here's the other challenge, and I'll show you. I made a mistake. I inked the cheeks after they were already glued on, and then, you know me, I put my finger in it, and so I got a smudge on his vest. I'm thinking I'll just glue like a little shamrock on top to cover it up, but you're not surprised. So we are going to experiment, because you know I'm clumsy. I mean, that's probably one reason you watch, is to see, oh, what's she gonna do? How's she gonna mess up today? Okay, so I'm gonna use tweezers, which I don't use very often. I'm gonna ink the nose just a little bit. I'm gonna use pink, but I could ink it with just the edges with a little brown. Okay, let me pick up my piece. I just want the nose to show up on the face. Right. It's a problem being left-handed. I can't figure out which hand to hold stuff. So I'm just trying to get a little contrast. It's hard to see. Just a little contrast on the nose so it shows up. It's got just a tiny edge around, so you can see it better already. Okay, and then for the cheeks, let me see if this works better, because that made an indentation. So let's try this one. These tweezers. And I'm going to ink the cheek. Okay. Try to ink the cheeks a little more so they're pinker. Yeah, you can see tweezers challenge. Okay, there's one. Let's do the other ones. Susan says she uses her tweezers all the time. I think that just like we were talking about the paper clay, I think when you do stuff often, it becomes easier. Okay, let's see. Color this one a little more. There, now we got pink cheeks. We got this. Let's find a mouth. Okay, and I put some glasses in the pattern if you want to add glasses. And actually, because mine is a little bland, I think the glasses look good. And I just love it that this little detail cuts out so well. Okay, let's do the cheeks. They go right under the little black lines, kind of the crinkle when he smiles. Wipe my hands. Get rid of cat hair. Yes, the pattern is number 187 in the Paper Glitter Glue library, the free library. And there is a written tutorial. It's not as detailed as I like, but at least I got something written down with the sort of the basic steps and a few photos. So you can see that too. Yes, Vanessa asked about the glasses. Yes, I use gold cardstock. Okay, I think I'm doing this one better. I think his face looks better. Little dab. See, this is the time to learn to use tweezers. Yeah, this is much better face. Okay, eyebrows. And so I made him have red hair, which to me means orange. Let me find the other eyebrow I've cut out. Yes, gold foil cardstock for the glasses. That's why I was so tickled how well it cut out. And I also used it for buttons on the cuff and for the little buckle on the shoes. So what I do when I use my Cricut, I wish it would do this for us automatic. It does do it, but it doesn't do it the way I like. I separate by colors and I cut out those colors and then I do the next one. I don't let the machine dictate it to me. Okay, now let's find the little, here's another perfect place to use tweezers. These are the little irises, the colored part of your eyes, and they go over these black circles, and it makes him look much better. Yeah. Doesn't look quite as odd. Tweezers, glue, set it down, make it release. There we go. Oh, the face is upside down. No, I think, okay. Now here's where I messed up on mine. I put the beard on without lining it up to the body. Let me get my body piece. And so I had the face kind of cocked. And what you want to do is line up the curves of the beard with the base of the body. So you know where your face is going to be. All right, so I'm going to flip this over, flip over the hair, the red beard, apply glue there. Now remember, one reason I like glue, hey Kathy from Florida, one reason I like glue is I have a moment to adjust. So let's put his head down. See, I did that one so I can turn him just a little bit. I got an idea. I'm going to kind of lay him that way and then put the hair on. Okay, now I'm going to apply glue to the back of the face and the beard. And you can see that it overlaps the vest, and that's why I wanted you to put the vest in first. Okay, let's see, what do we want to do next? All right, hats. I made 2 hats in the pattern. 2 hats. You could do this green bowler hat, and it has a yellow brim to it. Obviously, you can use, or trim to it. You could use whatever color you want. Decorate it with shamrocks. And then I added a top hat. Here's the top hat, and it has a wider trim. It has a wider trim. Let's do the top hat on this one. Kathy, I am glad you like it. I had fun coming up with this. I hope Leanne's students like it. And maybe they'll want to make one and draw their own faces. Okay, so that is the body and the head, really the main part. Now, this is a leg, and this is the bottom of the leg. It has a larger piece, so you can glue the shoe on. So I had, let me see if I kept it. I had one shoe that was kind of boring, and then I decided it needed a heel, and that gave it better detail. So this is the bottom. So leave the larger tab at the bottom, and then the ones at the top. You know to fold along these score lines, so you get an accordion effect. This is the dancing part, the jiggly part. And let's go ahead and do a shoe since I'm talking about the legs. Let me find both shoes. And apply glue to the back of the shoe. Make sure you have a left and right shoe. You know, you know left and right, it's a problem for me. When I got my driver's license, the guy goes, turn right. Well, I'm so left-handed, every turn is left. So I turned left and he goes, I told you to turn right. And I said, did I go the wrong way? I didn't even know. He knew he was going to have a ride that day. Couldn't even tell which way. Okay, and then I cut out these little these little buckles for the shoes, and they were cut out of cardstock as well. And at first I made them really tiny and they cut out, but I figured the shoes need more personality, so I made the belt buckles bigger. Oh, like I said, Amy, I have so much fun. I usually spend, most of the weekend trying to come up with stuff. I have a project. I was going to do something different, but it just wasn't working, so when the leprechaun was suggested, I'm like, I think I can get that done. And I do have it mostly done. I don't have the PDF files, and like I said, my written tutorial is a little lacking, but I'll get it fixed. What I had intended to do for you on these, I'm going to fold these so that they're the same way, so I need to reverse these so the legs jangle the same way, jiggle the same way. Yes, design number 87. 187. Yes, 187. I'm sorry. So they're the legs, and when you glue them to the body, I don't think it matters if you glue them in front or behind. Sometimes I think it does matter, but for this one, I kind of think they look better glued on top. I did that one behind, but I think I may glue them onto straight if I glue them in front. So let's go ahead and do that. And there's Trisha. Hey, Trisha. One thing I like to do on the printable patterns is when you have layers like the face, is to really make it clear what goes where. Okay, now I'm going to scoot these two guys aside for now, and we're going to do the arms. Now look at the arms. There's a curve, and this is meant to be the outside of the shoulders. The outside curve of the shoulders, and you have a left and a right shoulder. Okay, let me find my little hands. And these are kind of, I call them cartoon hands. They're not very accurate. And I enlarge them a little bit so that they'll glue to your this trim. So this is like the cuffs. So I'm going to do them in this direction and glue the hands to the cuffs. Now, when I said cartoon hands, the thumb is wider and shorter. This is the pinky finger, and this is the thumb. But, they're cartoon hands. I don't think people are going to get confused. I mean, they're just not. And the other thing is the gold trim, kind of the button on the cuff, my mind goes to the outside. So that's how I try to keep it straight. Okay, I need another gold button. I always cut extra of the little pieces because my cats will steal them, but as you can tell, they're kind of lazy today. They're just like sleeping. it's a little cold here. We had frost this morning. You know, a couple weeks ago we were in the 80s, and now it's you know, 30 in the morning. Oh, leprechaun houses. Now, my houses don't dance. I may have to send my trusty assistant downstairs to find a leprechaun house. Only thing is, I don't know how to describe where it is because I'm not sure where it is. Maybe I could put him on here. Yeah, I think these are great crafts for kids. They're just easy and fun, and then, you know, you hang them on a door and they jiggle every time you go in and out. And let's see. Okay, are you looking for the house? Okay, the main one I want is the one where it's a dollhouse and you can see it on the back. You can see like a little pot of gold on the back. But
How many stories?
What?
How many stories?
I think it's got 2. It's pretty big. But anyway, all my leprechaun houses or all my Irish houses have a stone surface on them. Okay, trusty assistant's going to go try to find a leprechaun house. I made that with, I think that is one of my pasta box crafts. And, but you can make it out of, I've got another doll house, a Cricket Cutie doll house. Okay, so I was talking when I was doing this, so, okay. So let's see, this is the right arm. We're almost done. See, it's an easy craft. It takes longer to cut the pieces out, partly because there are a fair number of colors. Not huge, but a fair number. And isn't he cute? And then this is a little hanging tab. Now, traditionally, people put a hole in the top and hang it from that. But if you do that, a lot of times they'll get they'll tear through. So if this tears, you can just glue a new one on the back. So this is my little hanging tab. I'll put it on the back of the head. Back of the head. Okay, and there's our little hanging tab. And that is, see, I did much better. You see how this guy's got his little nose crooked, and his nose doesn't show up because there's no contrast with the background color of the face. So I did his face better. I don't know, maybe the hat's better too. Oh, and glasses. I'm gonna put the glasses on the guy who needs contrast on his face. Kind of like me. When I actually painted the wall behind me because it was white. And you know, I have white hair. My face kind of pale. So I'm like, I didn't even show up. So with my shelves behind me and my kind of background wall. Okay, trusty assistant. He did it. He found it. Okay, this is the leprechaun house. Okay, there's the glasses. Okay, so here's the guy with the glasses. I think the glasses help his face a lot. Here's the guy with the top hat, regular face. Hey, Barbara Rogers. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by even though you're at work. Okay, so anyway, and I think the shoes, I just love the shoes. I think they look good. I had a boring pair before, but I kind of zhuzhed them up. Okay, now you're asking about the leprechaun house. So I'll show you the background. This is the background. I made this wallpaper. It's included in the file. I do not know. Ben, can you search that? The leprechaun house, what the file number is. Leprechaun house. So this, I think this is it is a pasta box craft. And then I made this out of polymer clay. And then I just did a bunch of punched out, I used my punch and made gold coins. Very simple fence. And this is the front. And I like it that the door opens. And then this is, look at these shingles. Aren't they cool? So I painted them with, I just kind of layering things. I layer a light color, a darker color, and then the darkest color on top. You can see that I've dropped it a time or two, but because it's cardboard, it hasn't really broken. I could paint over that. And I think there's even a stone stencil included in the pattern. Yeah. Yeah, I really like the little pot of gold. Now see, I've had this for several years, so it's pretty dusty and covered with cat hairs. But it was real easy. I wrapped it around a ball of aluminum foil, so I didn't have to use that much polymer clay. And then I didn't do legs or anything. I just did like a little rim around it. So that is the leprechaun house. And see, you could use like cutouts from this to decorate your leprechaun too. But I thought this would be fun, kind of as a leprechaun trap. You know, it doesn't have a real trap aspect, except, you know, you got a pot of gold there. So yes, this is a good one. Okay, I'm going to switch cameras again. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, and we did a Cricket Cutie house, which is smaller than this, but it's got the same basic design. You could kind of combine the two. You could use, if you don't want to do it with the pasta box, that's what I'm saying. You could use the windows and doors and the cutouts with the shamrocks and just do it. But can you look up Cricket Cutie House and tell them the design number? And we did a Halloween version during my great spooktacular. So, but I just think this one was a really fun one. I had a good time making this. And this was early on when I wasn't as great at making patterns. So I used a four-leaf clover punch to decorate the outside. Now I would make my own shamrocks. I kind of like shamrocks better. Okay. The leprechaun house is 112, but Ben's looking up the Cricket Cutie house, which you can modify into a leprechaun house real easily. It's, like I said, it's not a pasta box house using a pasta box as the base. So, okay, let me see. Does anyone have any other questions for me? Like I said, I always have so much fun with you guys. Next week, we're going to try to do a shamrock candy box. That was the design I initially intended for today, but I kind of like, I don't really know if this is the way I want to make it. So I kind of been playing around with how to make it easier for you. That's like my whole goal. Yeah, you know, some things are a lot of layers, but I try to make it as easy as possible. Okay, so design 154 is the Cricket Cutie house. Yeah, design number 154 is the Cricket Cutie house, which is like Luca's rubbing against the Lukey. Come here, Lukey. Come here. Let them see you. Yeah, the shamrock candy box. It doesn't hold much because there are only 3 leaves, but sorry y'all. That's Luca. Lukey. I don't know why he wants to rub against this edge of the computer. I'm having to hold it so it won't do it. Okay, so anyway, I will see you then. And remember the Cricket Craft Fest with Abby Kirsten, and get a free ticket. But if you want to get to buy a VIP ticket, be sure to do that in the first 20 or 30 minutes after signing up for your free ticket, because then it's much cheaper. It's like $39. Okay, Leanne Carr is asking about 2 files. Oh, okay. There are 2 files within the leprechaun file. And that is because every once in a while things change at Cricut. and they want you to put all your designs on a 12 by 12 inch mat. The whole design has to fit on it, even if it's layered, and that's the stacked version. I think the stacked version is harder to use. I think the stacked version is harder to use because you can't see the individual pieces, but either one, they're actually identical, so just pick whichever one. Okay, and thank you everybody who got your VIP tickets. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me see. For anybody, I think all of y'all have seen it, the donkey. This is my Craft Fest project, the little donkey cart. So you can put, I think it's kind of perfect. Luca, you're going to have to go. I'm going to have to push him off. I pushed him gently onto a chair. Okay, so you can put like little candy. I think it'd be really good. You could use him. I mean, he could be a little Irish donkey and carry some little shamrocks, the little green candies. And then the other thing is, what was I going to say about that? Oh, and in the VIP, there are only 2 places you can get this now, if you haven't already gotten it. This was one of my most popular designs, the little lamb. So you get the lamb as a part of the VIP ticket, but also I upgraded a candy box file, seasonal candy box file, and it's got 17 designs in it, so I included it there. Okay, alrighty. Well, I hope you guys have a good day today. And Ben and I are going to go get some food. And I hope your day goes well. Okay, y'all take care. Bye, everybody. Bye. And thank you for the idea, Leanne. Bye, y'all.